Young King Kalasa, I was surprised, but very happy when I found out that you were planning to do this pilgrimage. Yes, I've been planning to come to Astara and seeing the old temples for a long time. I've heard that they could use restoration. If they were directly under my control, I would do something about it immediately. The glorious buildings here. They remind me of a time long past. Yes, I've heard you speak of this many times. The idea of a great warrior king controlling all of the 4 cardinal directions, becoming beloved by your people through this path. What? I just don't think that it's the right path forward. I just think that you've been spending your time running around in circles. The kingdom remains, though bigger, dangerous for people to travel through. There's a lack of control nearly everywhere. None of the public works that are necessary for the peasants to live good lives have been completed. You've just been focused on... I know what you're going to say. I've been focused on the wrong things. My father and mother, they put me into this position when I was unready. What advice would you give me? I would advise that you look inside yourself and find what the gods truly desire of you, and then use that to build a kingdom that will stand strong, not just while you live, but once you are gone. You may be right. It may be time for a change. Hello and welcome, connoisseurs of Crusader Kings 3, friends of the channel and newcomers alike. We are here once again with Maharaja Kalasa of Lohara. Okay, we got a bunch of things we need to do, like children who need guardians. We're gonna not have enough guardians for these kids. You want to be learning, that's cool. Let's give you to our priest. I mean, we're not trading in children. I just mean you can learn from the priest. Okay, so now let's find a guardian for you. You can also learn from the priest. So far, so good. This girl here, we'll make her a warrior. You can learn from warriors. One thing that we are overflowing with, I guess our giant friend, he is long since forgiven. Good, and this just means our second son. I suppose we're gonna have to make him diplomatic. And let's find you a diplomat. Our wife, perfect. You can do that. So that is all done, and now with these guys, I just don't think there's any way we're going to be able to do anything about them. So we're going to give ourselves the ability to revoke titles, thusly, and then we are going to immediately revoke this guy's title and hope that no one joins that isn't already a problem. Yeah, so we're good. Okay, so we're going to take our army down. We're going to use it to attack down here, try to catch here. We did. Great. All right, so you have learned mother's language. That's good. Since we have wiped that army out, let's try to wipe this army out. Our wives are doing an excellent job of spreading their tongues around amongst the children, which is great. So he is going to try to get away by going up. We're going to try to see if we can't quickly wipe him out like the last guy. It's too bad that we're having such a problem with religious acceptance when it comes to these Muslims. Maybe a future goal of one of our kings can be to add syncretism so that we can create a peaceful nation that can include Muslims, but it's not going to work right now. They just hate us too much. Okay, let's see if we can catch him because he seems to have given up. We should also wipe him out. Good. So we have captured an enemy combatant. We are not here. Another one of our children has grown to the age. Our wife doesn't. Oh, I don't want to give my cat up. Keeping my cat. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. So this child could be a steward. Okay, let's go down to our new allies territory down here. This place. Let's see if there's anybody who's a decent steward here. That's a guest. This guy looks like, yeah, this guy's old and infirm. I guess she could do it. She's got a 14. And she's quick. Yeah, I think so. Let's see if she'll do it. So we will offer you a ward. Now, which child was it? Maharaja. Let's go down the list until we find him. Ooh, difficult to find. I must have run right past him the first time. There we go. That should help a little bit with our foreign relations. Now let's see if we can't do these sieges. A new martial perk is learned. We're gonna take Never Back Down. Good for advantage, good for less people dying in battle. Good overall. Now, looking at our prison, secret exposed. My vassal here, the guy who I'm fighting against, has a lover. Okay. This child of hers is his. All right. I understand having a lover. But let's just see how this goes for you. The going strat for religions like ours, where you can have more than one wife, is to have lovers that you then marry so no one can get mad. That's how I've been doing it. It seems to be working out fine. And we have defeated them again. Let's look over here again at the people in our prison. Again, by again I mean for the first time. We cannot ransom you. What about you? We can ransom you for 50 gold, and I would rather ransom you than... Never mind, you didn't get any war score. I guess the war score must be from the kid. Well, it works out for me then. For once. Your smile is like the glittering ocean. I am being seduced by this woman. Who is this woman? My court tutor. Yes, of course. So this is a romance scheme. Now the thing about a romance scheme is I already have a soulmate and it's not going to change. But I am going to do this because we're going to use this as a test. I was planning to seduce the court tutor literally the entire time. If she successfully romances me, I will marry her and then seduce her in return so that my first wife stays my soulmate and then I become lovers with the court tutor, my new wife. I have been thinking, his son likes me a lot because we're friends. I'm gonna start swaying the father here, just to try to fix this relationship up. Is he good at anything? Are you good at anything other than spy? No, you're not. And you're not either. And neither of you happens to be my faith, which would be an easy solve for this problem. Okay, well, that's problematic. I mean, I guess he's not... he does want a seat on the council. He is a strong vassal. Yeah, I don't have anything I can do with you, man. You just aren't good enough. I suppose I could put you in a position of minimum destruction. Constantly having to deal with all these bad, powerful vassals is just another burden of being a ruler. This guy's gonna make things worse for me, but I'm gonna have to put him in here just so that he stops being angry. Like, I suppose we could do... This is terrible. This is absolutely terrible. Yeah, hopefully you don't wreck things too badly there, bud. You should also be married, my friend. Okay, we won the war. Let's get out of here. Who is this? Is this child someone that we could ransom? He just won't do it. He has produced all of these bastard children that he just simply will not ransom. That's fine. Let's enforce our demands. Let's just turn our speed down for a bit so we can look at how things are going for our friend here. So we have taken this. We are going to revoke your title. And then I suppose we're going to... I guess we could execute him, but that doesn't seem right. We're also going to revoke your title. And then I think we're going to banish you. Suppose I can't do that. And ransom you. I guess you can't banish them after you take their title away because they have no reason to stay. Could execute you. I don't like it because I'm compassionate. Yeah, it doesn't make sense that I would do that. So, I guess we're just gonna ransom you. Then I guess we'll ransom you as well, other guy who we've stripped of his territory. And I guess your kid. I guess we just let the kid go, right? I don't see what else we would do with him. And I suppose we'll just let this kid go. That leaves this guy as the last person. He can be ransomed to himself, so we will. And we got some money! Wow! It feels like war has been like helping us to be in a better position than we were before. All this territory up here. Let's look at what we got going on. So if we look at our duchy titles, we are this duchy here, right? We have our starting duchy. No, we have no duchy titles. That's right. I remember that now. We started with no duchy titles. So how are we going to do this? None of our children is of age. None of them will be of age within a year. So no holding stuff until we can do something about it. We have another child. Can our mother maybe do that? No, she won't do it. Okay, since she won't do it, who are our other allies? Let's see who we've got for other allies here. Them. And this spot. Okay. Do you have anybody in your court who's really good at this? You do. What if you... Oh, I did that in reverse. I'm gonna offer you a ward. What if I offer you a ward? Who are we looking for here? The 6-year-old. You will do this? Okay, good. Seems like a good solution. Now we're gonna have to hand out the stuff up here, which is going to be a bit of a problem. So looking at these, I want to keep this one, and I think maybe this one. If this is going to be our second duchy in the long term, this is the duchy capital here. I'm going to keep this, this, and this. We got to get rid of 3, right? So I'm going to go here, and we're going to grant this to somebody by liking us. You know, we could give it to our giant friend. To find him a spouse first. Yeah, let's go by inheritable traits and find this guy a spouse. While I am, when role-playing, a bit skeptical about getting inheritable traits for myself, I don't mind marrying them into my courtiers. Then maybe after a long time we can figure out that they have them and integrate that into our roleplay. Although I do usually assume that people who are beautiful from that trait line are recognizable as such immediately upon seeing them. She's 37. Still a good chance, like a medium chance to have children, even though she's 37. I think we're gonna do this. I'm gonna have her marry him, and we will unpause briefly, just because we want this managed. We don't want anything bad to happen. We had so many children in such a short period of time. We could do this on 3. I don't know what I was thinking. Put it on 1. Language barrier. I should learn his language. That's my friend who converted and is now Muslim. So we're now going to give... I'm going to grant you this here. Let's look again at what we were going to do. We were going to keep this, this, and this. No, I think I like... That's 3. That's 3 and well developed. That's 4. And this is 4. So I think we're going to keep these and give this away. I could give it to him. But no, I've got other warriors that I could probably find it in my heart to help out. Like my bodyguard? I don't know if he can be my bodyguard once he's landed, but it seems like a decent reward for him. He's not married, so let's get him married. He can marry this woman. Actually, no. Let's try to marry the same religion as much as we can. It doesn't have to be the exact same religion, but, you know, we could actually just... It's fine, probably. Right? She could be converted after she gets here. Sure. You can marry her. And then I'm going to... grant this title. We're going to keep the other 3. Then we're going to go to this guy. And we're going to grant him the title that's supposed to be... I think that's right. Let's just make sure that's right. So we're going to give him the title that should be inside of his domain. Solidifying him as my very strongest of strong vassals. We got to get him his duchy title if we can. Although realistically, he could get it himself. We have 3 titles that can be created. We need to move our mangonels now, because we don't have a spot for them. We can put it here. Yeah, that seems good. And so we've done a really good reorganization. Things are a lot more stable than they were before. We're back down to the proper ones. We have all of our territory mostly under people who at least appreciate us to some degree. We do control the north mostly ourselves, but that's okay because we're going to eventually try to get this duchy title. That's what we're really going to be working on. Hopefully this can stabilize things. We should look at our control, though, now that we've become much more capable as a ruler. Ugh. Kind of want to do this, but it's going to take way too long. 36 years is longer than my lifetime. This region does have okay starting development, but I haven't really been working on it at all. I mean, we could make some moves learning-wise, I suppose. Like after what we're doing now. I'm not 100% sure that that's a good idea. Well, we'll just leave it where it is for now, though. If we could get that in our lifetime, I mean, we do want to do a pilgrimage. I have been putting off selecting, where is it? This until I do a pilgrimage. Now might be the time. Since things are definitely more stable, we probably shouldn't be spending the money on a pilgrimage, but we're better off than we were. Once our unraised men-at-arms cost goes down a bit, because I think we're still filling those units out, right? Yeah, we still got 2 of them that are growing. We'll probably get a bit more money here, which should help. Let's just take a look and see where we need to increase county control. So we can see that this is not done, and this is not done, and this is not done. There's a lot of penalties out here. I think we'll get the most out of doing this first, so let's just get on that. Where we already put him. Good. And we're not terrible at helping out at this point either, which is also good. Hopefully it gets done pretty fast. Hopefully. So she gives me a bit of a poem. Okay. It's odd but charming, you know? The thing is, when you're into it, you kind of make excuses for when they do stuff that's weird and you don't get, right? Like, maybe we're not into women giving us poems that much, but well, we are into the intent. What do we got going on up here? This is nothing to worry about. It's a grand tour. I could try to do a grand tour to make money. Soothing the pain. So he wants to be compassionate. This kid is getting the worst trait selection for somebody who's going to end up being a warrior. I mean, we might as well make him kind, compassionate, because it doesn't hurt him being a warrior. I mean, it's not that bad. Effectively, at this point, we're just basically smashing any chance he has of ever having a decent intrigue, because he's got major minuses going there. So we've charmed our vassal, or should I say Flame did. Good job, cat. Let's go. How are we going to spend our money? I think we're going to go on the shortest pilgrimage we can possibly go on, just like right next door. Let's go to our activities here. Let's go to pilgrimage, learn language outside help. It seems as if my studies of the Varachata language has reached the ears of Angadutta. He is a native speaker and is offering me help in my studies. I don't think we're going to cajole him either. I think we're just going to accept the fact that it's not in our nature to ask him for help. We can do a pious pilgrimage. And then we're just going to pop right up here to a store. We need a caravan master, which we don't have. Guess we can hire this guy. There's no danger between here and there. I think we're going to make it very small because we don't want to spend much on it. We can't afford it. All right, that at least gives us an idea. We need to get to 178 to do a tiny little pilgrimage up to the north. Things are starting to look a lot more organized, though. Things are starting to look a lot better. I'm hoping we're going to see that reflected in some of these numbers. Still can't create any of our titles. Kamlesh's first steps. Alright, so she's taken her first steps. You could stress her a bit to get her more prowess, but I'm not sure that's of much use to her, so we'll just take the prestige. And the stress loss. Now, this thing wants me... Wait. Why? Is she too old? I don't understand. Why can't you buy my wet nurse? So I don't know what's happened. I don't know why she can't be it anymore. It's probably because she's too old, I guess. But what I do know is that my wife can do it, and she's better at it, so that's perfectly fine. We'll just have our wife do it. It thinks I can do a host of grand tours. I'm just gonna look at the taxation tour and see what happens when we select on things. No entourage. No luxuries. Yeah, we can't. We're not even close. Not even close. Alright. That's fine. Maybe if we did a lot less locations. Proof of devotion. Slay me a wolf and bring me its pelt. Bring me a jeweled necklace. Or a rare orchid. Slay me a wolf and bring me its pelt. I gained a wolf pelt for 20 years. She actually went out and did it. Or she paid somebody to do it, which is just the same to me. Like I said before, if you're trying to make it happen, you can make some excuses for things. Not, what the heck? This guy just died of cancer. We just put you on the job, my friend. That's weird. We didn't even go on a single trip with you. We almost saved up too. And then you died. The beating. Right, so she's been beat up by somebody. Paranoid. Shy. Craven. I mean, she wants to be stabby. Paranoid definitely doesn't hurt that. She's very bad at this, though. Mind you, she doesn't have the paranoid yet. I think of these for her, paranoid is the best, so we'll give her paranoid. Help her make up for being compassionate, and also make her life a living hell. Learn language a helping hand. So, my friend has learned I'm trying to learn his language. We can get helpful assistance from him. Or we could help him, ask him for immediate help, which will give us progress towards being finished. I think that's a good choice. Okay. Our relationship is kind of degrading because he converted. It's not great. Yes. We are rat-free. What's a girl to do? We've hit our mark. Okay, so our wife is bored. You could try to become friends with one of my other wives. Oh, they improved their relationship. That's great. Good. Because it went the opposite way last time, so it's good to see that they're becoming sort of friends. You know? Yeah. I'll keep working on all this stuff. The request. Prestige. We'll go after the prestige. Oh, she did it. You did it! It's actually kind of great. So we were going to go on that pilgrimage. It should be super short. So let's just do it now. The very short pilgrimage, just up a little bit here. We do want a new caravan master, because that's a thing that happened. I guess we take this guy. I'm confused. What's happening? Why can I not go on this pilgrimage? You said the cost? I can definitely pay the cost. Well, I wanted to do the pilgrimage to end the episode out, but I tried to do it twice, and it said that I was missing 11 gold. We're gonna give it one more shot in a second. So Kanjarika has come of age. She did okay in her studies. That's good. We need to find her a husband. Let's just take household guard now for 4 more nights. We're gonna have to figure out how to make that more sensible. Let's look at this. You want to be a diplomat? My wife can do it. Not your mother, a different wife. Good. Our daughter can marry. We don't want to do that right now. Let's try this pilgrimage one last time to see if it works. Every other time we tried to do this, it has said I needed 11 more gold, even though the amount was less than that. Here we go. It says I'm missing 7 gold. If I go in here and lower this down, it says I'm missing 7 gold. So lowering the price of it did not change the amount of money it cost at all. Still says I'm missing 7 gold. Okay, every time I try to do this pilgrimage, I keep getting the same problem, and that problem is that it says I need gold more than it costs, regardless of the situation. Ah, you little scoundrel. Sorry, you can't be the princess of fashion, though, because we already have one of those. But you could definitely be cute. So we are exalted, so this guy is still doing a great job as priest. We're gonna let this tick one more time so we can get above that 7 gold. The negotiator. Okay. During my afternoon stroll down the streets of Kashmir, my son runs up to me. Father, they just started swinging at one another when he is interrupted by a high-pitched shriek, turning our attention to the fight down the street. The combatants appear to be a couple of pages from my court, circling each other in preparation for another tussle. Me doing it myself has a chance of giving me the firm hand perk, but it's super, super small. I don't think so. I think we're going to have our son do it, because we want him to get the best education possible. What is this? I can't help but notice the gaggles of giggling maidens and usually austere warriors, so this is the juicy book again. So Harsa doesn't like this, but everybody else does. This one gets us learning experience. It is court grandeur. I'm gonna do this. Lower the price. Still says we can start it. Click on this. It did calculate the price right, it just wouldn't give us the box until we had enough money. That's actually not great, because that means that it could be much harder to get pilgrimages going. Hopefully that's a bug that they're gonna fix. Slow this down here. Learn language. Pleasant prattle. So we're going to... We meet this guy on the road who speaks the language we're trying to learn. And I am going to ask him to join us, because that way we can learn the language together. We've gone on the holy path. So because we've done this, we're going to go over here, and we're going to do... Well, we'll have to do that when we go home. Alright, let's get through this pilgrimage. We're not giving... Oh, yeah, we can make our court artifact more pious. We can make our court artifact more prestigious. I think we do this. Hide and peek, so our daughter witnessed some servants doing what servants do. This will make her chaste. Oh, yeah, no. No. Perfectly natural, girl. Yay. This is the Pilgrim's Guide. Classic Pilgrim's Guide. It's not terribly expensive, gives us some piety and some money. If we take the second one, we become more pious, though. I think we're going to take the one that makes us more pious. Keen eye. Our son is enjoying the feast. Greedy. Gregarious. Lustful. I think gregarious is the only one here that isn't actually bad. Yeah, gregarious, but that means that his traits are very not suited to his education. I mean, it could be worse. Not by a lot. I guess he's going to be a good diplomat. That's a thing. You know, that's a good thing, I guess. As you enter the sacred grounds, I find Ayasha staring at the altar with an absent expression. She wants to stay here. She's just a wandering, treacherous zealot. She's really nothing to do with anything. Yeah, she can just stay. I'm not fussed about that. And our first pilgrimage has been a minor success. Good. We can now go back as a wise man. Because of our religious tenets, we got wise man. And we can assure everybody that we know what we're doing when it comes to our faith. I'll just spend the prestige. And we have returned. So now that we've returned, there's a couple of things we want to do. One, we want to do Hold Mystic Communion, because since this is actually part of our religion, we will mostly make people like us. There's not really anything here that we need to do right away. And the other thing we want to do, because we have actually went, is we want to finally choose our Bakati. So we are going to take Purity and Atonement, I think. This one, which will help us live longer and give us less stress. Good. And now we will do our mystical communion and call this the end of the episode. Thank you for watching, and I hope you had a good time with me and Maharaja Kalasa today. Our little religious pilgrimage is probably going to mean that Kalasa's finally going to turn into a much more stable ruler, I would say. And I am really looking forward to the next time we do this, and to seeing you again then. Goodbye for now.